Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Arcanum. Mr. Drake will give a final assurance to Cynthia Boggs about getting her out of this place, and then continue to make his way around the prison compound. And he sees a workshop, so he'll duck in here for a second. Hello, can I help you? Hello, sir. Might I ask your name? Yeah, the name's Jones. Jones the Collector, they call me out here. Why do they call you the Collector? Because that's what I do, boy. I collect things, all sorts of things, all shapes and sizes and tastes and colors. If it's to be had on this isle, old Jones has got it. Get me, boy? Ain't no one knows better about the getting of things than Jones the Collector. I think I get the picture, Jones. Do you trade as well? Does an ogre's breath smell like yesterday's catch? Trade? Boy, I've been trading longer than you've been asking stupid questions. Oh, I'm just joking with you, boy. But yeah, I know a fair bit about trading. And what sorts of things have you been collecting lately? Oh, just about everything that washed up on the shore. Old forks and rusted pipes and the occasional shoe or boot. You looking for shoes? I got shoes you wouldn't believe. Not a match, but out here, wait. You new around here, boy? Looking to earn some goods, make a trade? Well, your inventory certainly sounds fascinating. What do you have in mind? Well, I've been trying to get someone to go down to Shades Beach for the last few months. There's something really strange down there, and from what I've been told, plenty of things that a man like me might be interested in. What do you mean by strange? What's down there exactly? Well, there's a few mage types around here, and they say that just getting within earshot of that place screws up all their spells. Something down there that just don't agree with magic. Plus, old Dietrich brought me back a weapon from there, the likes of which I ain't never seen. I'd go down there myself, but they say it's a crawling with beasts and whatnot. Well, Mr. Drake would certainly be interested in investigating an area that seems to dampen magic. So, interesting. What are you offering if I go down there? I'll tell you what. You bring me back some objects from the beach, and if you find something good, I'll trade you that weapon I told you about. God knows I can't make heads or tails of it. I'll do so in return. Done. Here's where the beach is. Good luck to you. Can't wait to see what you dig up. Goodbye, sir. Alright. So, Mr. Drake, will put off temporarily looking for the Black Mountain Clan, the sole reason that he's actually come to the island, and head off into the wilds to complete some of these side quests. So we have to run down until he gets the world map icon, bring it up, and he's going to head to the home of Maximilian first, where he has to drop off a bottle of moonshine, then to the Shades Beach to investigate this area that seems to have an adverse effect on magic, and then to the women's camp to act as liaison on behalf of Cynthia Boggs. So I'm going to pause it really quickly, and when we return, Mr. Drake will be outside of Maximilian's house. Be right back. Okay, and we're back. Mr. Drake is standing outside of Maximilian's shack, which is lodged up against a small inland lake. So he'll just barge right in. Yes? Hello, and who might you be? My name is Maximilian. Pleasure, Maximilian. Might I ask you a few questions? Go right ahead. I've brought you a jug of moonshine from Norian. You have? I see that Norian hadn't the backbone to deliver it himself. Not that I can blame him. The wilds are no place to be risking your neck for a jug of potato wine. I appreciate it, stranger. I'm sure he wants a receipt, yes? Yes, of course he does. Here you go. Thank you. Might I ask you a few questions? Of course. What exactly are you doing out here? No, that's my business, friend. The Isle of Despair is no place to be asking a man about his past. I recommend you mind your business, sir. Well, every man has his secrets. Believe me, I understand. You know, you're right. Please forgive my short-sightedness. No doubt you've things of value to share as well. Perhaps you and I might have something to speak of after all. I'd enjoy that. Tell me of yourself, Maximilian. Well, perhaps now is a good time to tell stories. But forgive me if I'm a little leery of companionship. I've spent many years out here in the wilds by myself. Might I ask you to tell me of yourself before I begin? Alright, now up until this point Mr. Drake has been fairly hesitant to speak of the events following the crash of the Zeppelin, mostly because it's resulted in several attempts on his life. But he figures he's out in the middle of nowhere right now, and he is somewhat intrigued by the promised story that Maximilian is going to tell. So he'll go ahead and unburden himself of his story here. So, of course, it began not long ago, and then Mr. Drake tells him the entire story. And then probably 2 or 3 hours later, we get Maximilian's response. So, it seems grave times have come to Arcanum, and somehow you've become entangled in her problems. You're a brave soul, sir. Few are those who would do the things you've done. Well, I just want people to stop trying to kill me. No, we've all our reasons, I suppose. I'm not a man to judge one way or another. But I do know that, in the end, a man is the sum of his actions. You'll be weighed in the same manner. And what about your own story, Maximilian? Yes. It is long past time that someone know my tale. Tell me, friend, do you know anything of the kingdom of Cumbria, her capital city of Durnholm, King Peter the First? Yes, I've been there before. I see. The Cumbria I speak of was a much different place, far different than what it is today, I'm sure. I speak of a time when Cumbria was a powerful kingdom, when the elves and dwarves would come to her walls to pay tribute to her king, when the banners of the famed dragon knights were a thing to be respected and feared. Well, I've seen Cumbria, Maximilian. It falls far from what you describe. No, there's no doubt that Cumbria is but a shadow of her former glory. The day came long ago when her fate was sealed, the day when technology began to rival magic, when the old ways began to fall to the new. What happened? Cumbria resisted the change? Yes, and vehemently. The king at the time, Torin, was a wise and brave man, but set in his ways. He was cut from sterner stuff, but he was like stone, unwavering but inflexible. He failed to see how Cumbria needed to grow, to change. And so? And so, he passed laws outlawing the use of technology in his lands, and set a ruling council of mage advisors at his side. For years, Cumbria was still very strong and influential, but it was only a matter of time. What happened then? Well, Cumbria was surpassed, both in commerce and in power. When mighty Tarant demanded the release of certain disputed lands, Cumbria was taught a harsh lesson. The armies of Cumbria were slaughtered, the dragon knights cut down by gun and cannon fire. The glory of older days was lost. And what of King Torin? What happened to him? He was killed. He led the final charge of the dragon knights and was shot as any common soldier, unwavering and brave to the end. I see. What exactly does all this have to do with you, Maximilian? With the death of King Torin came a power struggle. There were those who believed that Cumbria should embrace the new age, to seek a better way and make her powerful again. But others thought differently, correct? Yes. Some people cannot see the answer, even when it's laid before them in the form of a dead king. Torin had 2 sons. The older son believed in the new ways, and the younger son believed in nothing. And so the mage council that Torin had put into place put their influence behind the younger son. But wasn't the older son heir to the throne by birthright? Yes, but men will create all manner of evil in pursuit of power. The mage council, who controlled the younger son, brought false allegations against the older son, charging him with treason. He was taken in the night and sent away to rot in prison for the rest of his days. The older son? By the gods! Yes, stranger. The older son was me. I was sent here by my own brother, King Peter of Cumbria, and I've been here ever since. I don't know what to say. No words are necessary, friend. You've done enough to sit here and listen to my story. I've made peace with my past. Life here on the Isle is harsh, but a man learns to live with himself, to accept what life brings. But it's so unfair. Perhaps I could bring you home. No. My time in Cumbria has passed. If my brother lives, I'm sure he's paid the price due him. He was young and foolish. When one is a king, life is unforgiving when you live so. But Cumbria, perhaps the kingdom still needs you. I can still feel her, you know. The stone walls of Durnholm, the rolling hills and vales, the trumpet blast of the dragon knights marching to battle. I wake up sometimes, and I forget where I am. Come back with me, Maximilian. It's not too late. Perhaps. I will ask you this, friend. The captain of the Dragon Knights was a man named Warren Peldar. He was one of my true friends. If he still lives, and cares to do so, tell him I'm here and that I'd enjoy once more the pleasure of his company. Yes, Maximilian, I already know of Warren Peldar. He's passed on, but he has a daughter, Liana. So, my old friend is dead. He'll be missed. But this Liana, his daughter, you say. Tell me, what is she like? She's a warrior, like her father. I see. Perhaps Cumbria still has a burning heart. If you wish, go to Liana Peldar and tell her I'm here. Who knows what will come of such things? I will, Maximilian, I swear to you. I would greatly appreciate it, friend. Good luck to you, wherever your travels might take you. Farewell, Maximilian. And so Mr. Drake steps out of Maximilian's shack, in pretty much in shock, since a simple delivery has turned out to and has turned into an event upon which the fate of a kingdom might turn. And so he steps away, makes his way out with a resolve to return to Durnholm someday to tell Liana Peldar that Maximilian is here and can be rescued to be returned to rightfully rule the kingdom. So, now Mr. Drake is going to head to Shades Beach, where he's going to investigate this area that supposedly dampens technology. So, be right back in a second. Alright, and we're back. Mr. Drake has arrived at Shades Beach, and after dispatching the various creepy, crawly things all around the place, he's found what appears to be some sort of submersible watercraft, and scattered around it were several items that will probably be of interest to the trader back at the prison compound. He found an ancient looking glass, an ancient filament, an ancient pocket watch, and a set of ancient gears. And in addition to those four things, he also found a couple of tech schematics. One of them will allow your character, after being learned, to make an item called the Reanimator, which does exactly what it says. Through the miracle of science, it allows your character to reanimate a corpse to fight on his behalf or something to that effect. I guess it would be a really appropriate item if your character had the Mad Doctor background and was named Herbert West. And the other schematic that he found was for a gun. This gun is unique in that its ammunition doesn't consist of bullets, but it's powered by fuel. And when it fires, it lets out these huge green discharges, which are amusing to watch. So anyway, he had been told by the trader that this area dampened magic, but if we go to Mr. Drake's character sheet, his magical aptitude is still at 45, which is what it's normally at. Now there are areas in the game where being close to a technological device or an area heavy in technology will lower your character's magical aptitude. That'll happen at the train stations and various other sites. But here it could have just been a rumor, or perhaps it's just a bug in the game. I'm not really sure. Anyway, Mr. Drake is done here, and his next stop is going to be at the women's camp, where he's going to try to find refuge for Cynthia Boggs. So, as always, thank you for watching, and please stay tuned.